that are here to cheer on our Raiders. Let's make some noise. First and foremost, we want to call to the center of the field some of the seniors that are about to graduate that have been part of this team. The amazing number 6, Mr. Azeem Barak. Give it up for Azeem. Next up, we have number 4, Abdul Barakat. Following up, we have number 3, Jamoy Blair. Jamoy is also one of the co-captains of the team. Let's give it up for Jamoy. Up next, we have number 15, Christian Castillo-Falcon. We also want to acknowledge the seniors that aren't here today. We have number 24, Michael Adeleye. All right, co-captain number 9, Antonio Armstrong. Next up, we have number 20, number 5 rather, Damian Jaskiewicz. Damian. Zakai, you're next. Up next, number 20, Zakai Goode. Make some noise. Co-captain and photographer extraordinaire, number 13, Julian Labella. All right, we hear he's got a fan club. Next up, join me in saying good morning, Port Richmond. Lead anchor number 2, captain of the football team as well, DJ Ruiseco. Quarterback, we love that kid. Make some noise for DJ. Come on now. Number 7, Santiago. Number 11, Fardeen Sardar. Yep. And number 1, Stetter. Mr. DeMeo and the team would also like to shout out the best working senior sports broadcaster in the business, Mr. Jake O'Connell, doing a great job streaming these games live right now. YouTube.com/PRHSTV. Thank you to Kwaku up on the top of the box, as well as Frankie, who's nearby, going to be doing some commentating as well. And we'd like to give a big thanks to our football and lacrosse and PTA parents for doing a beautiful job decorating the field and making our Raiders feel as special as they do each and every time. Behind every great kid is a great family, and we appreciate you for being part of the Raider family. Good luck to our Raiders. Let's make some noise one more time. Who's ready to see Port Richmond keep this undefeated streak going? All right, let's kick off the game.
And hello everybody, we are back here, boys varsity lacrosse senior day or night, whatever you want to call it. We are here at Port Richmond High School outdoor athletic field. Before Frank hops on, actually he's here with us anyway, but Frank's here, and also the man who was just introducing all the seniors, including myself, the great Mr. Vinny Medunio.
Hey Jake, hey Frankie, how we doing?
Good.
I gotta tell you the truth, I am super impressed with everything you guys have been doing. The setup is phenomenal. But how great does this field look, huh?
Yeah, it's a great field. It's a very sunny day. I was roasting, just setting up, and now we're getting ready to get the game underway soon.
I mean, I was out here for a couple of football games earlier in the year, but there's something about really when the weather's great and the other teams are in the background playing. You see the real utilization, I guess, so to say, of the $20+ million sports complex going to good use, and these seniors, we're so proud of all of them, such great kids. I mean, an undefeated streak. When was the last time we've seen a team have...
I checked earlier this morning. I was on PSAL website. PSAL has a record back to 2018 on the website, and there's absolutely no record of an undefeated season, so this is just great.
I mean, and they're a great group of young men who work really well together. I think we see that with other sports that these boys have participated in. A great start so far already. Port Richmond has possession of the ball, as we see.
And
passing it off.
The seniors have been a great part of this Port Richmond run this year, them scoring a lot of goals. If you know players, Stetter, Ruiseco, Jamoy Blair, just to name a few.
Yeah, Julian Labella is a great kid as well. Everybody has such dedication, such heart, and they really are such good kids that are the fabric of what makes up Port Richmond High School and its excellence.
Well, Hunter College High School, coming out of the Upper East Side of Manhattan, coming into this one, they've only lost one game on the season. I believe they currently stand third in the PSAL Single A.
Yeah, they're a pretty impressive team as well. I don't know if their school colors are as nice as white and red, but I will say that they give me a little bit of Lakers vibes. What do you think, Frankie?
Yep, definitely some Lakers vibes. Definitely some of the better jerseys I've seen this year. Last time out, at least at home, Port Richmond had a game against Long Island City. That was the closest game that they've had at home all season. They were able to win that game by a few goals, pulling away in the end, and they look to do that again here against Hunter.
You know, I think I like to see too, looking out now, of course, at the entryway to the athletic complex, and here
the shot there is blocked.
Yeah. We have so many alumni here today, too, as well.
Yep.
Alumni Port Richmond athletes coming home. It's great seeing them support their teams.
Well, ball's in the center field now. Antonio Armstrong had it. He gets pushed away, though, and it's out.
It's good defense by Stetter.
Indeed. But now they're on the break here. Ball's loose. Hunter has it, though. Long pass. Is he going to get caught? Maybe. No. It gets recovered, though, by Hunter. Few sticks being thrown. Now Hunter has a run. Port Richmond goalie Fardeen Sardar. He's been great for them this season.
I'll tell you, though, Hunter seems like they're going to be playing aggressive for this, knowing that Port Richmond is an intense team that is undefeated. You can see they're already trying to make a beeline for the goal.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, speaking of undefeated as well, Port Richmond's next...
pile up in front of the crease.
Port Richmond's next and last game of the regular season, as I'm just going to take a second to stop the clock here. Port Richmond's next and last game of the season will be against AP Randolph away on Cinco de Mayo. That game will be on Saturday, and that will be their last regular season game of the year before they head into the city playoffs, which we expect to make a long run in.
So, Frank, you're a baseball player. You're on the current spring team. Not a bad season for you guys. What do you think it is that is the dynamic behind a good, strong, solid unit of a functioning team?
Well, I think it takes a lot for a strong, functioning team to especially play well into their season, especially a team like this going 9-0 and being undefeated. It definitely takes some role models on the team. As we know, a lot of the seniors, we got a good bunch. Labella, DJ Ruiseco, they all hold their weight on the team. And when the younger players look up to prominent male role models on the team really comes together. And when they're all about the teamwork and helping each other out, that's when the team really thrives. I think we see it in many other sports. We see it in football. We see it in basketball.
Oh, shot that from Hunter goes wide.
Yeah, it's an attempt, but you know what happens, Jake, right?
Wide there, but they're going to pick it up, and we're going to go right away. Again, Hunter has it as the goalie blocked it. Add a little tip on it.
Hunter is definitely playing aggressive, trying to minimize the long passes that Port Richmond is known to make.
Now, Jake, I know that we were talking earlier in the year that the basketball season came to an end. You, of course, were saying your goodbyes, not knowing you were going to be recruited for, of course, the spring sports. I could have told you that was going to happen. But are we able to finally make the big announcement on the live stream of your committal?
Yeah, why not? Might as well. So it took a long time for me to decide. I was stuck between a lot of different schools, but over the past week, I spoke with my parents and I made the decision that I will be, for the next 4 years, attending Coastal Carolina University down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where I will be majoring in journalism and sports media in the next chapter.
Love to hear it. Love to hear the media excellence continue, my friend. It's going to be great. One day we're going to all be watching TV and hearing a familiar voice, and it's going to be Jake O'Connell, and I'll still be an old media teacher here at Port Richmond High School under the shadow of the Bellotti Bridge.
It's not a bad view, though.
I don't think so, especially on a day like today. Look how great it is, guys. Look at all the people up on the bridge right now walking and stopping, right, Frankie, to look at the Port Richmond High School athletic complex.
Oh, well, we're down on the ground back there, and as Port Richmond was able to bring in after Hunter lost it on the back out of bounds, but now we're having a bit of a run here. Let's see what they can do. They're down in the midfield. He has a nice run there.
Open field, using burst of energy to make it towards the net. Let's see. Spin moves in. Still has possession of the ball. Looks like he's a little trapped, a little stuck. Let's see where he goes with this. Hunter playing good defense, trying to hold him in.
We're going to slow it down a bit. No, actually, we're going to get running again. That's Travis Stetter up there. He's been great at coming from behind and shooting. But now that the ball's on the ground, they're fighting for it. This is coming a very physical game here. Ref's going to call for a break in the play. And here we go again. 7 minutes remaining in this first quarter, or first period, I should say, of action.
Play resumes. One thing that we did say, I believe, last stream, me and Jake were talking about it. These games do go very fast, as between whistles is only about 10 seconds average time, which is very different than the other sports. As we know, some sports take longer.
Yeah, many people ask, what is lacrosse?
Well, that's what I was just going to say. I'll play the ignorant guy as the teacher. Let the teacher be taught. Why don't you guys explain the breakdown of the game? Are there periods? Are there quarters? What's it called? You know, all that fun stuff.
Well, in simple terms, just to start, lacrosse is kind of like a mix of hockey and soccer. Very similar rules as to offsides, and as to shooting, the nets are very similar, as the shot there is blocked by the Hunter goalie. But out of bounds was very similar. The face-offs in the center, very similar to hockey. The shot there is blocked again by the goalie, but there's a fight down low for it. And like I said, that's very similar. Penalties, very similar to hockey. It's more hockey than it is soccer, but definitely you see a lot of football players. This is their spring sport. It's a very physical sport. Fouls are in the game, but you know you could get away with a lot in lacrosse.
Well, and also, I bet you said hockey, reference to the hockey. I bet you today people wouldn't mind playing on the ice.
Not at all.
This particular temperature that we're experiencing, just over 80 degrees. At about 4:25 in the afternoon here at Port Richmond, Frankie. It's a beautiful spring day.
Definitely is.
Well,
what's going on in baseball world?
I believe right now the Varsity girls are playing one of their games at home.
That's softball. I'm talking about your team.
Our team is, we have just won and went against Bushwick campus yesterday, 6-2, and we've pushed our lead 6-3 now. We are hoping to go into the playoffs. We need one more win to clinch.
Oh, shot there from Stetter is
in.
Very nice.
Travis Stetter with the goal. He gets him started here. My graphic is wrong because it is 1-0 to Port Richmond with the early goal from Travis Stetter. 5:07 remaining in the first
halfway through.
Okay, Jake, you got excited. Usually Port Richmond's on the opposite side of the screen. That's why you got used to it.
Indeed.
And if you're looking at the scoreboard today, which Quaker upstairs didn't get a shot of yet, Port Richmond is indeed on the side of the screen outside on the big scoreboard that Jake meant to put the one here for us. It was so funny.
Well, Quaker will figure it out eventually. I do gotta give him credit though.
There it is.
Lacrosse is a very small ball that you have to follow, and
it's almost like playing hockey on a football field with a baseball. Pretty much.
Field hockey.
Right. With tennis rackets on sticks, so to say.
Yep, which is why I never understood the difference between field hockey and lacrosse, because they're basically the same sport.
Right.
The lacrosse ball, I've told Jake, is actually very hard. My sister played lacrosse for Wagner from her junior year to her senior year, and it's It's pretty much just a concrete ball encased in rubber.
We actually have one up here in the lobby in the box.
Jake, what do you think is the strategy if Port Richmond now can get a couple of more scores, keeping Hunter down? What's the strategy to keeping
All Port Richmond has to do,
keeping them into a victory, so to say?
yeah, all Port Richmond has to do is one, keep possession, two, keep it on that side of the field where they are right now, keeping the pressure on, because the minute they let up, Hunter is not afraid to put the pressure on. The minute they let up, Hunter will make a break for it, and they will score.
I would agree with that too. I would say that right now, as we can see from the first period of play here,
Oh, DJ Ruiseco shoots. Oh, he lost it
he's
though.
down. He's getting back up. As I would say,
Oh, it's in!
I think that's a
wow, I did not see that one go in.
at Port Richmond High School. And
That's his second goal. I believe that one was also scored by Travis Stetter after DJ's shot was missed.
But on a rebound, put it right back in.
then what do we do? Let me see if I'm smart. Do I just do a +1?
Yes, you
like
do a
that?
plus
Hey, look
one.
at that.
Good job, Mr. Rodriguez.
Thank you so much. The media teacher has been taught.
And correcting the time there as well.
Hunter is definitely playing a very physical game today, so I think the key for Port Richmond to keep their win and keep up ahead is they're going to have to push through and try to, use that footwork to their advantage to get past all the defensemen.
I got to tell you, there's so many great kids on this team. I can't say enough great things about all of them. First and foremost, they're so proud to be Port Richmond students, And I think that's so awesome because all of the schools, you know the business the press is in. They never like to make the schools look great. They always like to, put negative out there. And this is the reason why we do what we do as teachers, as coaches, as staff members, to see the great work of these kids and the dedication. When the school can get behind a team like this, that's, 9-0? 9-0.
Yes, 9-0. Another shot there is blocked. DJ Ruiseco shot.
It's an amazing thing. I remember a couple of years back before you guys were even in high school age, we had two girls softball teams both go to the city championships and win both years, and it was just an amazing thing. It's a great thing for the school, and we're just super proud of the success and the fact that the kids truly enjoy the sport.
Yeah, well, there was a fight for the ball down
see that.
in front of the goal. Ref going to take a second to break it up, looking to keep this game civilized. And we're going again. But back to what you said about the softball team, that championship back in the 2017-2018 season.
Epic.
That was a big hit there, and that's probably going to be a foul. No penalty is going to be assessed there. It's just going to be a foul. And Hunter will keep possession. Ref calling to where the ball's going to be brought in. I'm going to take a second to give him a second. But yeah, like I said, that 2017-2018 softball championship was the last banner that Port Richmond would put up. And they've never had a lacrosse banner, but there's a solid chance of them getting one this year.
If there's any group of young men that can make it happen, I think this is the team that may do it. There's something special about this group.
Well, it goes out of bounds in the backfield.
I mean, I would say even in the end of the day, even if they're undefeated right now, it's still a large feat to be undefeated 9-0. I mean, it takes a lot to win 9 games consecutively without losing one, and that's definitely something that they should be proud about.
I'd say,
Because we're usually on the other end.
I don't even know. I think maybe one of the inaugural years of lacrosse was probably during my high school time, 2003, 2004, my junior and senior years, when I was a Port Richmond student, and those guys worked hard, and students back then, they took sports. If you think these guys take sports serious, you got to see what they were like back then. But this team is performing exceptionally well.
Yep.
I don't know if it has anything to do with the new field. What do you think?
Well, I think about this. Last year our team...
Just not to cut you off, an attempted goal that, of course, was blocked and missed, and bounce.
Well, last year, our team did play on this field, not with any fans because of the bleachers not being done just yet. However, I believe they went 5-5. I know they didn't have a winning season, and if they did make it into the playoffs, I know they lost in the first round. But it was this very similar team, not too many new guys, and it's that was Coach Louis DeMayo's first year last year, so this is his second year, and he's done a great job with this program in just 2 years.
He's figured out a pretty good formula here, and great working order with the team. They did a good job just now defending the net down there. Of course, bringing it back to the other end now. Port Richmond getting possession of the ball.
Yeah, I think it is a little bit of the field. I think after 2 years of not having a field, most of the teams here on Port Richmond are prideful of their new field, as all we heard for the last couple of months is
long shot there.
Shot. Very good, but that's what you got to do. You got to shoot your shot, right, fellas?
Yeah, right. As I was saying, it's definitely the new field. After 2 years of not having a field, it's something to look forward to and be prideful about, as they're going undefeated on the new field.
Well, by this time last game, we had at least 3 penalties assessed, so it's good to see that we get some physical action going, but the ref not looking to blow the whistle so quickly.
You know what? That's what makes the sport interesting.
Well,
can't be soft.
Yeah, it can't be soft.
Have a little aggression on that field.
As Julian Labella gets a nice run up there to get it up the field. He tries to get it to the player in the backfield, who I can't see the number because it's so sunny.
Julian's great. Julian does a great job doing his pictures and his photography work and whatnot. Definitely should check him out on Instagram at Labella Pics.
Well, now Hunter has a run here. That's what I was talking about. Oh, it's a one-man goal. And he gets
Good job, Fardeen. Very nice.
It was one-on-one with the goalie, and the goalie wins that battle. The ref's going to take a second to pause for action.
You know what happens there? Hunter would have scored if they just did it with a little finesse, lightly. Yep. But he approached the goal with such aggression.
And it's going to be, I believe, a timeout by head coach Louis DeMeo. We're going to take a second here, because now that I've thought for a little bit, I do remember the last time that this school had an undefeated season. It was football back in 2008.
Well, obviously, they were city champs.
Yeah, city champs back in 2008. Football program was elite back then. They're still doing. They had a rough season this year, but head coach. I'm drawing a blank. They've been doing a great job with this program. For a very long time, they've been at the helm of this program, and they've kept it together real nice.
And then, of course, we have many of the players on this lacrosse team, Frank. They are football players. So this is good conditioning, right?
It definitely is to come from a winter sport into a spring sport. It's definitely good conditioning. And I would also say it's also just one of those other things, as we showed, that many of our raiders are multifaceted. Yep. I mean,
they're very well-rounded young individuals.
Definitely. I mean, we have players like Labella, who on his off time takes photos from most sports teams here at the school.
And he's also running track with the track.
And then also plays lacrosse. So that's definitely one of them. Ruiseco, DJ, is the captain of the football team, and then
And they still do workouts. Technically, the seniors don't have to work out, but they work it out with the underclassmen to establish that brotherhood.
Still doing workouts. He also plays lacrosse, and he is also a lead anchor on GMPR, which is
I have to tell you, there's one to be on the lookout for here. He's a little force to be reckoned with, and he's down there. He's pretty impressive on the lacrosse field and the football field. Christian Antoneda, great kid. And, I'm privileged and honored to have him in the Port Richmond High School Media Program as well, as part of the future GMPR.
We got some shade. Haven't seen that all day.
Are you kidding me, Jake? You've been throwing shade with that scoreboard.
It's done. Let's go. We got 3 more quarters to go, Horn.
As I don't know if it's clear on the screen, but it is 51 seconds with a 2-0 lead in period 1.
Oh, on the dot. Oh, nice.
Yeah, 51 seconds on the dot.
I have a little experience with scoreboards. Don't get me wrong. I was a scorekeeper in CYO for Blessed Sacrament for 5 years.
Jake, you always keep score. You even the odds.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, Jake does have his water today.
Nice to see our
Actually, I don't have my water. I ran
people
out.
on looking, swatting the bees that have visited the Port Richmond Athletic Complex today.
Well, we do have some nice trees around here, so.
I love the way that red pops on that new field, right?
Yeah.
Yep. The one thing that is also interesting is the field is changed, but our bleachers have not changed. Our bleachers are still relatively the same. They've been
refurbished. It's a really nice renovation to the field. If you are a Port Richmond alum and you have not yet considered coming out to the field, but you wanted to make an attempt to do so, you definitely should check out the new athletic complex. You know, we could have went and did the total upgrade. We were in discussions about it, but Mr. Greenfield, our principal, really wanted to preserve that original look from like back in the day.
This was one of the original pieces.
Yes, we are probably the only high school with the original bleachers still here.
Especially the bleachers being all concrete.
Don't make you feel like you're in the movie Grease?
Oh, yeah.
Well, the shot there was wide. Hunter doesn't have it yet, just yet. Now they have it. Well, they're fighting for it in the backfield.
Just another quick shout out to Emily Portnov, a CSI McGowan.
Well, at the end of the first period of play, your score is Port Richmond 2, Hunter nothing. We'll be back soon with the start of the second period. And just to reiterate, those 2 goals there were from Travis Stetter getting the game off right there.
Did anybody catch that the principal, Mr. Greenfield, is here in a long sleeve shirt and just drank a cup of hot coffee on an 80-degree day outside?
I've never seen him in anything else.
I cannot believe it. I am ready to bust out shorts myself and start to look like one of the deans.
Yeah, you came up here in the quarters.
Actually, we did see, for the first time, I did see Mr. Greenfield on senior night basketball. He came in jeans and a hoodie.
Yes, that was
where you'll see Mr. Greenfield, quote-unquote, dressed down. When I was a student, we would see him in flannels and jeans. You know?
That's a sight. But yeah, definitely, definitely, he has a certain look to him, but we all love him.
You do have a lacrosse ball up here.
Yeah, I do. It's been up here for a while. I use it as an example sometimes.
That's great. Nobody can even see it.
Hey, well, I have a
palming a lacrosse ball right now.
Oh, don't worry. They could see us if we want. We're gonna give them a little sight into us. It's a little small camera, but you know what? It's here. Hi guys, this is a lacrosse ball. That's Vinny Meduno. Frank is up here. It's very small.
It is a small box.
But this ball here, as you can say, it's like rubber on the outside, but it's very concrete.
Oh, look at that, Jake. You can fix your angles.
I can fix my ankles. And as you can see, if this hits you in the head, no good. That's why
that's why they wear the helmets.
Yes.
Yep. So you're very into really this back end of sports.
Indeed.
What sport did you ever play growing up?
I played baseball for 7 years.
Did you really? I would picture you a basketball player.
Yeah. Westerly Little League. I was a starting third baseman on the Warriors for all 7 years. A big shout out to Coach Pete Salatis, John Manoni, all those guys out there. It's been a long time since
And Frankie, we know you are an accomplished baseball player, and you're doing quite nicely on the Port Richmond team this season, my friend.
I played baseball. I did track.
You're a musician.
I am a musician.
You sometimes dabble with getting on the stage with us.
Sometimes.
Next year, I'm pulling you out of that pit. Sorry, Scarano.
He was a star.
I was.
Absolutely. Best rabbi known to
man.
I can't forget Quaker City Johnson.
That's right. Quaker City Johnson, looking like a snack. Mamma Mia, wearing his scuba suit.
Scuba suit.
You do have to give it to him.
And then the priest scene as well. That was my favorite part. Can't forget the priest.
Mamma Mia was great. Just some things coming up at Port Richmond. We got the Alumni Hall of Fame induction ceremony happening next week. It's going to be Thursday, and we'll be live streaming that as well. Got quite an impressive and elite lineup of people
Indeed.
going into the Hall of Fame this year.
We also have the student versus faculty basketball game coming up on Monday.
That's Monday. You're playing tonight.
I am playing it. I have not laced up the LeBron basketball shoes in a very long time. But
let's see, Frank,
out there.
if you know me, what team do you think I'm rooting for, the students and the staff?
I don't know. I would like to say the staff, but I definitely think that you're going to go for the students on this one just because you got O'Connell on the team.
That's right. Not only going for that, but I am annually the proud coach that knows nothing about basketball.
Well,
coaching the students.
We need to be reminded. Last year I did kind of steal your job.
That's right, and you did a great job at it.
I was very enthusiastic. Some would say annoying.
And I will say this. Last year, the students were very close to the victory.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to watch.
You lost by 2.
Yeah, you have to watch because those staff members, they like to throw some elbows and kneecaps, or in Myerson's case, belly bumps.
Marinello is questionable for the game this year. He hasn't confirmed whether or not he's going to play in it.
Well, you know, once you hit 45 years old, it's all downhill from there.
Oh, shit out here. I don't think he listens to us.
The last student faculty game I watched was back at 51 with Mr. McKenna.
Oh, McKenna!
And McKenna dunked on a kid, and that was the last student faculty game I've seen. Yeah, McKenna can dunk.
What? Never mind.
Student-faculty games are also one of the very interesting things. It just brings the whole community together. Because you have the teachers rooting for their fellow teachers and the
Yeah, I
students.
love all that. It's great. And Teacher Appreciation Week is next week, fellas. Anything you want to say to your media teacher?
We'll wait to see. Maybe. Anyway, I just want to make note of I want to make note of one more thing here. There's another man on the sidelines I want to point out, Mr. Seth Myerson. He's actually the former lacrosse coach. I forgot how many years he was
He's
doing
like
it for.
super proud right now. Look at him. He's like a proud dad.
He feels good to be back on the sidelines. I actually, a funny story, I ran into, when I was playing soccer over the weekend over at Pier 40 in Manhattan, I actually ran into a few guys who didn't graduate from Port Richmond but came through here that that were on the lacrosse team and played with Mr. Morrison, and they said he was a great coach.
Yep, definitely one thing we appreciate, fellow past coaches coming to watch the
We have a
new
couple
coaches.
of Port Richmond lacrosse alum, too, that are on the sidelines helping out. I know Angela Spot is one of them. He really loves being on the lacrosse team when he was a student here.
Yeah, he was just everything Port Richmond. He was.
Yeah, he really was.
Spotter was another
too.
Yeah, he was another multifaceted player. He was in the jazz band, played trumpet. Definitely did a lot of different things.
Big
So
shot.
if you look in between, it's probably right around where you guys see 9:59 on your clock. You see Myerson's head right underneath second. He's proud. He's right there.
He was right on the line before. He was coaching. We might have to mark him as an assistant coach for this one.
We definitely appreciate that. Sticking with appreciation, I do believe it was principal appreciation.
Yes, it was.
Shout out to
We
Mr.
appreciate
Greenfield.
Mr. Greenfield.
What happened to Greenfield Day?
Well, we did that last year because it was his 20th year at Port Richmond.
Ah, yeah, that was
Mr.
sick. We had
Greenfield
stickers
does
and
not
everything.
like attention, so no. So Medulla happens to be the one that forces him to,
Come out of
be in the spotlight.
Well, with all he does for Port Richmond and the arts and
He must be recognized.
all the different things he does for the school, he must be recognized as he does come. I mean, Greenfield has, for my 4 years I've been here, he has showed up to every single band, concert, and gig we have done, whether inside or outside the school. And he's definitely one that loves the students and he's definitely a proud principal of how the students show the school.
Absolutely.
Well, Mr. Greenfield is standing in the back right corner right now. He's currently watching our softball girls play against Wagner.
I wanted to go check that out too, but I'm having so much fun with you guys. Probably at the half I'll disappear.
Yeah.
Yep.
A few other...
I do want to shout out the seniors again, just really quick. Travis, DJ, Jamoy, Abdul, Damian, Azeem, Alex, Antonio, Fardeen, Julian, Christian, Zakai, and Damian.
And I also want to shout out a few other staff members.
Oh, they had two
over there.
Damians, that's why.
Yeah.
So it's one Damian, but two posters.
A few other staff members out here today. Phys ed teacher, Miss Spitaleri, as well as our athletic director, Miss Senna, out here.
Yeah, I see way across the field we have the football coaches are watching along with Miss Duffy.
In their little hideout in the
Miss Sanabria.
Oh, nice.
Hanging out right there, rocking her cool shades. She's another great Port Richmond staff member.
Well, Hunter's in a good position here. The ball was thrown in, but it's loose. Port Richmond has it, a long pass to the midfield. Stetter has it now. He's got a little bit of a run here. Oh my God, absolutely obliterated that defender. And now DJ Ruiseco has it. We're getting a bit of a run here. He passes up. Shot there from Wiltshire.
Yeah, that would have been good. That would have been good.
Aaron Wiltshire with the shot there. He's had a few goals this season.
Got to do the fake out, Jake. Just like that wasp that's coming at you right now.
Yeah, I just did a little
You
fake
don't
out there.
swat it.
He likes me, huh?
I'm not going to swat it. My hand's going to be done
There
for.
is a wasp in the broadcast booth right now.
There's a few of them. They're all over the place.
They're all over the place.
It's a very sunny day. This is when they decide to come out.
He's just in chill out by the fan.
Frankie is watching the wasp.
I don't like wasps.
Oh, and we have a working fan in here, folks. This fan has been in here for a really long time, and I never knew if it actually worked until today. And I believe I have a penalty to be assessed here, so I'm going to take my headphones off.
Yeah, it is a working fan, but it has no top on it. If I fall back, I think I might get chopped up.
Okay, penalty was assessed.
Where did the wasp go?
No clue.
He's hanging out. I think he wanted to get out of the sun.
A penalty was assessed to Hunter's number 18. It's a 1-minute penalty, I believe, for slashing. So the way those penalties work is that they stand on the sidelines for a minute game time. So
And they point at you.
yes, I usually yell, but I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Slashing is definitely a hard one.
It's a common one, too, though.
It's very common because it's very hard when you're trying to get the ball and you sometimes just hit him with your stick by an accident.
Yeah, it's basically when you slash, it's slashing. You hit
Any body part.
hit the stick on the-
Unintentional, but then again, who knows with high school
It
boys.
mostly is unintentional most of the time. It's almost,
Some look more aggressive than others.
if it's aggressive, it can be maybe not, it can be intentional, but most of the times it's unintentional as they're just going for the ball or trying to knock the
Yeah,
stick.
then there's just common fouls when you get put.
Hard hit by number 0.
Oh, we're running here. As the Wasp just ran out of the press box out the window. Tried to get it to, I believe that's CJ Ruiseco, but it went wide. 7:49 remains in this second period of action.
Hunter's coach pointing to his player after number 0 on Port Richmond did a little head-to-head contact with the helmets clash.
And this is definitely a high-energy game, but, Port Richmond, they're doing a good job right now holding it down.
Well, that's another thing I want to point out. Hunter's head coach, Jonathan Wong, is matching with our head coach, Lou DeMeo.
See, and here's me being ignorant, just thinking that's the official lacrosse coach uniform. I'm only teasing. Everybody watching probably thinks Mr. Maduya really knows nothing about sports.
Funny thing,
He's just out here for the vibes.
another funny thing I'd like to point out, Hunter's colors are purple and yellow, but mostly on the purple side is DeMeo also coaches at Tottenville.
Relax there with that. Relax there with that.
just gotta say.
Remember where you get your paycheck, DeMeo.
Dude, just gotta say,
We give him hell for it all the time.
We do not bring up the other side of the island.
He came to our home game against Tottenville in a Tottenville sweatshirt. The nerve on that guy.
Only teasing. Listen, speaking of great principals, I have to shout out Tottenville's principal, Miss Gina Batista, who started out as a phys ed teacher here at Port Richmond High School.
Definitely.
Love Miss Gina. She's the best.
That's the only one you're getting because we don't like shouting Tottenville around here. Rivalries. Shot there from Hunter is blocked.
Believe it was hit by Labella. Labella, a senior, believe he made contact with the stick and it just went wide.
Well, yet to see any goals in this second period of action. We had two during the first period. But Hunter's looking to enter. 12 has it, shoots. It goes well wide.
Believe he went to shoot, but not enough force behind the ball. Instead, it went
maybe released
flat.
a little too early.
Fardeen, a senior goalie, he has defended the net multiple times and saved the Raiders from many losses, holding the 9-0 lead.
Well,
just a shout out to Fardeen because he is a great goalie. I mean, you've seen all the close calls that he saved.
Indeed.
9 games, and to hold 9 games and, defend that net, it's definitely something that should be noted.
Well, Alex Santiago had it in the corner, but now we got Travis Stetter who takes it up top, and we're going to slow it down here a little bit. 5:40 remains in the second period of action. And this is another thing, too, that happens in lacrosse. They like to slow down a lot, catch their breath, assess what's in front of them, maybe get a quick jump here to shoot the ball, but it looks like we're just going to slow down a little bit. Wait for the shade to come back.
Another thing with slowing down the game, Jake, is that it's also just like football and I believe soccer. It's a way to run down the clock. I mean, as number 1 stands there and just, cradles and waits, the clock is running down. We have just about 5 minutes left.
Yeah, there is no rule in this part of the field where you can't stand for a long time. Shot there from Stetter is blocked.
Wow. And, just as I was saying, when they run down that clock, it's also an attempt to save them some time and, prevent Hunter from being able to make drives down the field. The less drives they have in this game, the more chance of a win. Hard hit by number 8.
And it
knocks
looks like
13 down, the ball comes free.
I don't know if we're going to have a flag. It's obviously a foul. But the ref is not making his way over there, so it looks like it's just going to be a simple foul.
The game is getting a little handsy here, as we see. They definitely have a lot on the line, Jake, tonight. They want to keep this undefeated season going, and it'd be really nice to make it into the playoffs here.
I like to see that the ref is letting them play, because in past games, especially last game, all of those fouls would have been penalties.
Yep.
Oh, shot there from Hunter is bounced off the field, but it goes wide. And now they get to run it again. Slow it down a little bit. Going to look for an open opportunity, but Port Richmond's defense is airtight. Hunter's 3 has it.
I do have to say, in recent years, I would say the last 2 years, the PSAL as an organization has had an increase in refs. I believe they've had some good refs that have come throughout all sports. Personally, I've seen some bad umpires in past years, but I think in the last 2 years or so, I've seen some better refs throughout all sports, which I don't know what's going on, but keep it coming, because PSAL is on the roll with their refs.
Well, they keep losing refs because of not so great fans.
It is a hard job to
Try
do.
to keep our mouths shut.
I mean, me and Jake have said it during the basketball season specifically.
We said a lot.
It's very hard to be a ref. It's, you know, you're not always going to keep, you got to be neutral most of the times, and it's not always easy to keep both sides liking you, so sometimes you have to make the hard calls, but that is the whole point of the job.
Well, we've said a lot of things in the basketball season, let's be honest.
Yep, we have said a lot, but it does have to be a hard job, because you do have to be fair.
Yeah, I've been around the basketball game for so long, going all the way back into CYO. Like I said before, I was the scoreboard operator at Blessed Sacrament for 5 years. During that time, my sister played there. CYO, the difference between CYO and the high school level, it's completely different as far as fans are concerned, especially as fans are concerned. But then also the competition, the rules, you know, it does do well to prepare them for high school, but I also feel like there could be more improvements.
I mean, as Jake was saying, it is two different animals. I mean, you have CYO and CYO, you know, not that anybody can play, but you can pretty much just pay the money and get on the team.
Yeah, that's all. CYO is a lot fun for a lot.
It is
fun.
Yeah, it's pretty much community-based. It's a lot of...
That's exactly what it is.
It's community-based organization with a lot of rec teams in every sport that...
All the teams are out of, help me, parishes.
They're all out of parishes. They're all, you know... Most of the coaches are usually either
non-profit, I believe. So.
It is non-profit. Most of the coaches are definitely. They're usually either parents.
None of them are paid.
None of them are paid. There's sometimes they volunteer and they're parents of kids on the teams. It's definitely something that we see. But as you know, PSAL is the public school athletic league, and it requires a lot more moving parts. One big shout out to Ms. Nancy Senna, our school athletic director, and the assistant principal of physical education here. Miss Senna, throughout the beginning of each season, has to submit a roster for every sport of all eligible players.
Shot there is blocked.
Everything, which is definitely something.
Jump shot there is blocked again.
Jump shot blocked. That's 2 shots back-to-back blocked by Hunter. As I was saying, Miss Nancy Senna, she does have to submit a large amount of paperwork into PSAL and make sure that the coaches are aware of the rules. Big shout out to her, because it is a hard job. The rules don't...
Managing all those sports.
Definitely.
And some schools have more sports than we do.
Oh, yeah. Rules don't change much in PSAL, as the league has been going on since, a while now. But the rules don't change much. But we do see as all the paperwork does have to get handled, and that is thanks to Miss Senna.
Yeah, well, we're going to have a timeout here. I'm not sure who called that, but nonetheless, a timeout. Mr. William Medunio's back.
Sorry, gentlemen, nature calls when you drink a bottle of water on this hot summer day.
Definitely.
Well, just so let's go over what's been going on here. So we're a minute 43 left in the second period. Yeah.
We have
What?
all we see is just Quaco's random hand coming down from the
Quaker out in the box. Definitely something that we had to work out as
Quaco to give us a nice shot of the bridge.
Last game's setup was a little interesting. We had a transmitter hanging out the window, but now we have it all figured out.
Why not?
Definitely have to figure things out, especially with this new
It's always
athletic
by
field.
trial and error.
I mean, me and Jake, you know, we owed this one to Mr. Louis DeMeo for a long time. He kept asking us last year, when are you going to come down and stream lacrosse? Well, this was the year that we streamed lacrosse for him.
Yes, with that.
I think what we see there with the shot of the bridge, he's got the, is that the huddle camera for football?
That is the huddle camera for football. Unfortunately, it is very big.
Right in the middle of the bridge.
Yeah, this is the best you're going to get, folks.
Talk about the money shot, huh?
The huddle cameras, just to mention, were put in both the gymnasium...
I mean the cost of the huddle camera for the shot.
Yeah,
money shot.
That is a money shot. They were put into both the gymnasium, Gym 2, and the outside field. They do record both football and basketball.
Am I allowed to say that I'm partial to the Port Richmond media stuff? I don't know.
Partially.
It's definitely an upgrade that was that's very useful.
Yeah,
they can take tape and film back and watch it back.
I want to give a shout out to the school IT man, Mr. Roman. He was a big part in also helping us get this streaming set up. I should have asked him for help much earlier in the year. Maybe we would have gotten the football season, and because we were able to get Ethernet ports in here, and we are able to broadcast this game live to you guys.
Just to keep that shout out with Mr. Roman. I mean, Mr. Roman did make a step up into the position just about, 2 years now? 3 years?
Last year, I think.
Last year, I believe. I thought it was 2 years, but in the last couple of years, he has made the step up into IT technician, and he has been doing very exceptionally well with that job, especially with the new digital SATs that he handled very well, and also checking all the school Chromebooks and digitalizing them and scanning them. He does have a lot to do on the digital side, which it's not something that you get shouted out for a lot of the time, but here as media students, we love to shout out the technical side of things.
And big shout out to him.
Yep, things definitely do go wrong. I mean, Jake, just in the SAT room, he had to make sure that a good 600 to 400 kids had access to laptops and the right things were downloaded on the laptop and everything went well, so big shout out to Mr. Roman.
Action is back here with 1:30 remaining in the second period.
Whistle blows Labella, defenseman, and take the ball. He jukes out number 3, passes it long to 3, but it goes off the stick. They're going to fight for the ball. The ball is down on the floor. Covered, kicked by the foot of number 3. Saves it from going out of bounds. Met with
Might be a good time to remind you, if you like the content, the incredible sports broadcasting that our raters do, with Jake so seamlessly handing it off to Frank at the end of this year. It's like and subscribe, right?
Yep, yeah, that's how that goes. Like and subscribe. Oh, shot down blocked again by Fardeen. Oh no, he wasn't blocked. He was in a goal. Hunter has scored.
And also love to shout out Port Richmond High School activities, PRS activities on social media.
Keep up with all. If you are on the same page of the sports broadcasting, as Jake is leaving me next year, unfortunately, we are looking for kids. So if you are a student and you're watching the stream and you want to come down, you can come talk to me or Jake about getting involved with it. We have many things, camera work, digital.
Please, because I don't want Frank to be lonely.
Yeah. It's so funny because I get students that are like, Mr. Virginia, I want to be in your program, but I'm in another program. And I'm like, well, you can get involved in other ways. Oh, yeah. So this is a great opportunity for those students that are involved in like a P-Tech program. Yep. Maybe you're a culinary student or something. But
maybe you just have a hobby outside of school with cameras and you just want to use a camera.
Here's an example.
You don't want to have it as class.
Avery Toxtile, he was in the class, and then he unfortunately was moved out of the class, but he's still a very big part in helping us with our live streams inside with the plays.
That's right.
We do have a lot of people actually that are not physically in the class but do help out a lot. Justin PG, he does the board. One of the only people I know that knows how to work that board.
That's right. 40 seconds left. Holding. Now this is good. Keep it going. Let's go into the half, hopefully, with a solid lead, even though it's 2-1.
Well, Wiltshire tried to shoot it, but he had a perfect shot, but unfortunately went over the goal, and we're approaching the 30-second mark.
Here we go. Seconds counting down quick. 2-1, leading by 1, Port Richmond.
Oh, Sutter's in!
As I said it, now it's 3-1 lead. Leading by 2.
By that man, the man from the moon, Mr. Antonio Armstrong gets it in.
I love it, Jake. That's great. The man from the moon. Which so many people will say, did it really happen? Well, I don't know. If they had the Port Richmond media team, then we could absolutely live stream it.
Maybe I should keep talking about the board as I just mentioned the board and they went up by 1. Oh, good luck. I don't know.
Quaker's doing a good job in the hot sun above us.
Yeah, we're going to have to pull him
the press box.
We might have to pull him in afterwards.
You know, we do. Nobody's injured in the process, so might have to pull him in, let him go down.
Greenfield just roaming around in the background. If you look at the screen, right about midway, approaching underneath the scoreboard, there's the principal.
He's walking the track in long pants,
walking the track in his long pants and his shirt, looking up at the massive undertaking of this.
Oh no, it's in there. Hunter answer right back.
We're definitely astonished by the $20 million upgrade to the field that he's done.
But this is good, Jake. This is what I like to see. I like to see a competitive game. It keeps the Raiders on their feet. It's a close score.
This is one of the closest games we've seen all year.
I mean, as me and Jake were talking about before earlier in the stream, we were saying that it's a very quick game with 10-second whistle periods. And, it's a very fast-paced game, so you can never really let your guard down because once you let it down, Hunter has opportunities to put the ball in.
And these are two really brilliant teams matching up today.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
if they win this, essentially they go one more game before playoffs this Saturday, right? And could you imagine that? How great would that be if it's just an undefeated season for them all together?
Well, if they do win this game, they will be undefeated for the regular season, which will be a feat in and of itself. And then they'll verse Randall.
AP Randolph.
Right, Randolph.
Where is that?
That is Queens.
Queens, yes.
Yeah, Queens or Manhattan.
Might be upper.
I know that the game, they usually host their home games at Randall's Island, but they're hosting it at Spring Gardens for this game. This is
interesting.
This was a game that was postponed a while back, but they couldn't get a date until this past week, so they would play on Cinco de Mayo.
It's a beautiful day out here in the neighborhood of Port Richmond. Really, though, look at that view. Unbelievable.
Best view in the business, folks. I know my friend Danny Shannon says that all the time, but this is
I like when I drive up over the bridge to go to Jersey. If I got to go to the city, I usually take through Bayonne, and I just look to the left or the right of me, and I say, I love my Port Richmond.
Yep, the glorious Port Richmond.
That's right.
Quick, we went back on the bridge.
It is, it's definitely one of the most beautiful fields here on the island, as it is newly renovated, and a couple schools are following suit. I believe Newdorp just got a $13 million investment into their field that they'll be redoing.
Yeah, pretty much. This is another thing I was thinking of. They pretty much most of the schools on the island have gotten or will be getting their fields renovated within the past 10 years.
So most of the schools
Right, my question to you is, which one looks the best?
Is that even a question?
I mean, according to the Staten Island Advance poll, Port Richmond was one of the top ranking voted.
I think Port Richmond definitely does have the best field. I mean, we had a couple bumps
Vinny,
on the way, but
we don't like stupid questions.
it definitely came out beautiful. Actually,
That's great, Jake.
just to let the news out, yesterday was the senior night for the Port Richmond baseball team. We had a couple seniors, Adam Westbrook, and a couple
Adam
others.
Westbrook.
Definitely.
Who else is a senior on this year?
Jeffrey Schatzman, Isaiah Haskins, Alan Moran, and a couple others that are going to be leading the team. But as we were doing our commencement speeches for them, we found out from Mr. Greenfield that Charles Fall has given $200,000 to us to build bleachers, hopefully in the summer. Greenfield is hoping that they'll be done by next spring for the baseball season.
Excellent. Love to hear it.
So yet another add-on to the field that will be done.
8 seconds left for the half, and Jake, this is everybody's game at this point.
It is. I'm just going to take a second here so I can focus. And as the goalkeeper saves it, we're going to go to half with a 3-2 lead for Port Richmond.
It's definitely a close one, so stick on by for the next half of the play because, things can go south or they can keep going the way they're going.
Be on the lookout. Next episode of Good Morning Port Richmond airs next Friday, the 10th, featuring some great stuff like the Science Symposium, a.k.a. the Stream Expo, happening this Friday in our building.
Mm-hmm.
Teacher Appreciation Week's going to be spotlighted. Our homies in the hall are going to the kitchen, Frank. What do you think about the upgrades to the kitchen in the cafeteria?
That was done, personally, I think the kitchen upgrades are interesting. They were done over our break, which is just 1.5 weeks to 2 weeks long. And
soon to be the entire cafeteria.
Yeah.
Wait till you guys see what's on the docket for that.
Yeah, they did it very well.
Art, new furniture. It's going to be an incredible undertaking.
I mean, even just the kitchen. They fixed it up over break, and now we have actual stations with heat lamps that keep the meals hot. It's definitely something that's great.
You see in one of those Disney Channel schools, right?
I mean, not even. It's great, just not even for the students here, but also for the people in the surrounding area who come here to get food on the daily. We have hot meals now ready for them, and there's multiple options, I believe, right?
We know the idea since 51 has been you get caught lacking with the schoolie, it's over for you.
Yeah,
I have not
I
seen.
gotta tell you, I don't dislike the schoolie. It's not your favorite. It's AB and J hits.
It's been better. But this is definitely a big upgrade because I actually went into the cafeteria for the first time in a while.
Is he about to make a confession live on the street right now?
Confession. I have not set foot on that line since sophomore year, but I was interested to check it out. You were talking it up. I went over there. I got myself some chicken tenders. They weren't that bad.
Right, little by little.
And I like how they're in Tupperware bowls now. They are in Tupperware now too.
It's nice. It's safe. It's clean. Mm-hmm. You can carry it to different classrooms with you.
Yes. I ran out of water, so I'm a little
And
parched.
the new water fountains around the building too.
Yes.
Little upgrades. The little upgrades will make the big difference, Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
The water fountains are definitely a big plus as they're filtered and they save on the the waste products of plastic
So now
bottles.
let's talk. While we have just a couple of minutes left for the next half of the game kicks in here. You're getting ready, sir, for the prom. You're going to be joining us for prom live, right, Frankie?
Yeah.
It's going to be a pretty impressive night. You want to know what the theme for the prom is?
We break it all us.
You want me to break it right now?
You're not.
Should I do it?
I know your antics. I know your antics. Don't. I've known you for too long.
But what do you think is the reason why, people listening and viewing at home, what do you think is the reason why, Frank? Why do you think I keep it so close to the chest?
I know the reason.
I personally, as I did prom live, I didn't do prom live, but I was there with the podcast last year. I think the interesting thing is that they really don't know until the week of the prom, and it keeps them from thinking about their outfits. I think that's one of the main things.
That's part of it, because you don't have to dress.
Because you don't have to dress.
I thought that was the only reason.
Well, last year was the 90s.
Because if I put it out there now, all those other schools that get to have their proms try.
I really
It's cool. Richmond, but I will say this is year number 12 for Medina and year number 11 as the COSA.
How many years are you gonna go?
You know something? I don't know. We just got certified for the assistant principal staff.
Oh yes.
So we'll see what happens with that.
By the time I come back to visit, he's gonna be big man.
Maybe I'll hire you. Maybe you'll be the next media teacher. Who knows?
South Carolina. Who knows?
Right.
Well, I mean, definitely, especially with the prom, they don't know until the week of, so when they open up those doors at the Hilton, everybody's like surprised by what they see, and it's definitely something that's a really nice thing to see.
I will say that this year is going to be pretty epic.
Oh, yeah. You always, one thing you don't know about Mr. Medina, each prom he tries to one-up in one step.
I have to.
He had
one-up myself every year.
What was it, 2 years ago, he had CJ, the rapper, come.
Oh, that was a great favor. I
Put on
thought
a nice little concert.
he was a former GMPR alum.
I've been told you have a special guest this year.
Last year we had the one and only Michael Jackson come.
I know, he looked good for being dead.
One and only Michael Jackson reincarnated in King. Mm-hmm. That was for one of our past seniors, Wiley. Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know what, Quaker, get in here. Get in here.
Quaker's back from the box.
We need to get this man in the
Come on, while we have 35 seconds. Quaker,
look at this man. Hi, everybody.
That is the man. That is the man.
Phenomenal job up there.
Standing up in the heat.
I just felt his shirt. He is sweating, folks.
Black. Oh, okay, we hadn't noticed.
All right, there we go. On that note, we're going to go back to the field cap.
Thanks for telling us, Quaker.
Thank you, Quaker, for the obvious. A couple of the track kids now coming off the field and coming up.
I feel bad for them.
I do feel bad for them. Miss Mitchell, the coach.
She puts them to
She
work.
puts them to work, and
Rightfully so, man.
I mean, rightfully so. I mean, last year we did have who was it that broke the record last year?
One of the seniors that graduated last year made that record.
His name's slipping my mind now. I'll look it up in a little.
My fingers.
He is slipping out of my mind right now, but
All right, we're getting another 5 minutes.
we did have.
That's great. I love how they just make up rules as they go along.
just 5 more minutes.
It is a little hot.
It is, especially with this sport, sometimes the teams have small benches, which means that they have less substitutes, so you got to make sure that the kids are hydrated and well off. Small benches, no substitutes isn't really a good
Vin is still wearing his quarters up, by the way.
situation.
I might say I look very good in this, right?
Yeah.
I think I like this Richmond apparel. There's some new Raider apparel in the SS, so perfect in time for the hot weather coming in. I like the Meduno knockoff of Polo. I got the little Raider looking like the Polo.
Oh, yeah, I've
Or
seen that.
the Raider in the center looking like the Polo teddy bear.
We have a certain style.
I'm gonna definitely rock one of those because I think once kids see it, they'll buy them in the store.
Well, I mean, just to shout out, look at the varsity jackets that a lot of kids paid for and bought. Cardigans, too.
I have mine.
Those went up. And during the holiday season, we released the holiday merch, the holiday sweaters. Ugly sweater day that a lot of kids bought, which was one of the new things that a lot of kids did.
I'm going to switch with Frank because I need to sit, which I haven't really done this game. He's serious now. Come back.
Yeah, the ugly sweater is one of the ugly...
So, Jake, you didn't tell us about what you're wearing to the prom. Or was that like special?
I'm not...
For the red carpet
No,
show?
I'll keep it. It's simple. I had a suit that I had just bought for my sister's Sweet 16. So, I just got a new tie.
The bigger question is, are you taking anyone?
Yeah.
No.
Any promposals planned?
No. Well, we're just going with the boys.
I think instead of a white shirt, though, with that color tie, black. Black on black with the gold.
Yep. Fashion.
We have seen
will tell you some things.
No, that's actually not true. I'm going to do that.
Well, we have seen a black on gold before. I mean, Big Josh Taylor came out last year.
Who's here today?
He is here today. He came out with a very circus style, if I would say.
That's right.
Suit. But he was definitely decked out.
Like Barry White.
Definitely looked like he was out of a circus. Looked like he was P.T. Barnum with his suit.
Better watch you don't P.T. Barnum through that window. But punt you right over the bridge.
Indeed.
Is anybody watching right now? Yes, Miss Meg Duffy, English teacher, who's at the field watching.
Yeah, we have 4 people on right now, 12 in total. We might need some Instagram promotion.
Yeah. Thankful to everybody that's kind of supported this. I know this is like, not a big thing to many people that are outside the school communities.
No.
But the fact that we're able to do this,
Listen,
it's incredible.
Viewership.
You should be very proud of yourself.
They do a lot, but a lot of people go back and view the streams later on. Like, our biggest basketball live stream was the first game of the season, and that hit like 2,000 views.
I go for coffee in the morning, and I got stopped one day, and they said, "Do you know Jake O'Connell?" Yeah.
Do you know who that was?
Watch you.
Yeah, was that somebody I know?
Behind the
I got
counter at the
fans.
store.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you know Jake O'Connell?
Which bagel store was that there? Which bagel store was that there?
It's Bagel Land up on Forest across from PS22.
Oh, that's not my territory, but I'll tell you.
That's my territory.
It is definitely one of the good things. I mean, it's, as Ms. Medina said, it's not a big thing to people outside the school community or in other schools, but me and Jake have noticed that we are one of the only schools...
Frankie.
Sit down.
We are one of the only schools who do sports broadcasting, especially live.
Yeah, do.
Says we do.
We do. I mean, Jake, if you would like to back me up here, I don't think any other school does do.
I know.
I heard all these.
A lot of them do live stream, but nobody does commentary. My guy Danny Schnott from Nobody Cares Sports, he's hired by a lot of the schools to do them, especially a lot of the private Catholic schools. Big shout out to him.
Danny.
Yes, big shout out to Danny.
Yeah, a lot of schools just either they'll have a teacher set up an iPad on a tripod just to get film to look back on, but not a lot do live broadcasting like we do here, which is definitely one of the things to point out.
Well, as we're getting into position, Kwaku is all set up. I think you better straighten out that angle there, Mr. Kwaku.
Then he'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm going to get back on the
30
scoreboard.
seconds left.
We'll see you guys.
Thanks for watching.
We definitely have a 3-2 lead going into the...
We definitely do have a 2-3-2.
So should I play the ignorant card again and we pretend I don't know the game? How many quarters and periods are there?
4 periods, and each period they switch sides.
I know, obviously.
Just to reiterate, everyone. 12-minute periods as well. I didn't even know that until the beginning of the season.
And if you don't know, if they do end up in a tie, let's say in the fourth quarter they end up with a 3-3 tie, they go into something called overtime, which basically is an extra period. I'm not sure about the time on that, but it is an extra period. I
believe it would be half of that. So
I believe it is half of that time. So about.
And this broadcast live from the Port Richmond Athletic Complex on this beautiful 80-plus degree spring day is brought to you by David's Cookies. Stop by the SO store during any of your free periods.
Wow, we're big time. We got sponsors.
And get an ooey gooey chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, for just $1.
Those are just my favorite ones. But then, of course, they have the sugar, the M&M, and the oatmeal raisin.
I love membership.
Listen, $1 for 2 cookies. Inflation hasn't touched that one yet. So.
Thanks, Spider.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Inflation touched the pretzels. They went from 1 to 150.
The pretzels went up.
That was like a big moment.
Stop by the SO store today and get yourself a David's cookie. Tell him Mr. Meduno sent you.
Mention my name.
I can hook you up.
Oh, shot there is called right away by Fardeen as we get the third period underway. It is still very hot out here, and it goes over the head. And now Hunter has it, and they're going to get a run again.
Well, my boys, I think I am going to go on to greater pastures for today. I have some things to take care of. I will continue to follow the stream. This has been so much fun being able to sit with you guys and talk. And,
Indeed.
Really just enjoy this. And if we get another home game, you think we'll have another home game?
Whoa, goal there's Hunter, and they tie it up.
Wow. I heard a no scream loud. Hunter tying it up. Maybe I should stay now.
Yeah, maybe
when I said I was going to leave, it was like bad luck.
Yeah, no, you got to stay. We're shopping you to the show.
I think definitely there's a possibility for a home game. I mean, as Jake was saying before, most of the games are usually played at Randall's Island, but we did have a bizarre situation, I believe, in basketball.
Yeah, that
we came back home for a playoff game.
We ended up hosting the first round of the 7-round high school league playoffs, which I was very surprised.
Although it wasn't us, it was hosted here at home, so there's a possibility that we could come home in the event that a game is...
That was also one of my most strides. That was my worst live stream because I was sick and I could barely speak. Yeah. But
so you were sick on one of the streams too.
I was sick on one of the streams.
Yeah. Well, let's talk scenarios right now. Mm-hmm. What do you think's going through Port Richmond's head right now?
I wouldn't say that they're stunned because, I mean, in most games that they've been up by, or going up by a significant amount at this point, but I wouldn't say they're stunned because they expected this. This is the third-ranked team in the PSAL single A. They know that they're aggressive, but we're aggressive too, so they're just going to keep playing the game that they've been playing this whole time and not...
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, at this moment, I would hope they're not getting their heads or getting down on themselves because, as Jake said, they do know that this is the third-ranked team, so they know there's going to be obviously a little pushback as they made it to the third rank, and you don't just get there by magic.
That's the thing I feel many student athletes do, though. They tend to get into their heads when they see something like this with the score tied up after they were leading.
Yep.
At this point now, it's really anybody's game.
But I would never say never because...
What does Port Richmond have to do?
Port Richmond out of their 9
victors.
Well, they do have to keep on pushing towards the net and playing good defense. Obviously, if they don't play good defense, then their offense is only as good as their weakest link. Because if their defense is weak, they can only score so many goals before actually Hunter pushes back and scores them right back and ties it up. But as I was saying, it is a difficult thing because, as a student athlete, you want to represent your school well, and especially with a season like this where you're 9-0. But we have seen them come behind wins, Jake, right?
Yes,
I believe 2 of their 9 wins they had come from behind.
A lot of those were on the road. They had a lot of blowout wins at home.
A little back and forth there. We see DJ was led on a goose chase for a second.
Mm-hmm. I believe it was in the beginning of the season they beat one of the schools 5-2 in a comeback win.
That was Columbus.
Richmond now has possession of the ball. Is that correct?
Yes, that is indeed
number
correct.
Number 23 down there in the end zone tosses it back to number 8. It was intercepted by number 26.
But Fardeen has a hand on it.
Fardeen catches it, and now...
Wiltshire has a run.
Yeah, Port Richmond now has the ball going down towards our goal. Let's see if we can make a little bit of a connection here, have some static electricity happen, and get another member on the board.
Well, Wiltshire still has... He's got a little help from Ruiseco, but he needs to get rid of it.
Now, let me ask you this question. Does there happen to be a countdown for how long you hold the ball in the net? The only situation I know of that is if you're in... a flag was thrown by the ref.
Oh, that's going to be a penalty.
I believe it's a penalty against...
no. Oh, it's still going. I'm sorry.
I believe it is a penalty against Hunter.
It was a delay penalty. I'm going to listen.
I believe it's slash.
Tell me? Oh, I guess we're going to let that one go.
I believe he just called it either a slash or a check as the ref went like this to his arm. Usually it's a slash or a check. But it is going to be 18, which just to mention, 18 did get a slashing before, so maybe it was a slash and he just got a little
so he's going to have a minute down on the sideline then.
Yep, you can definitely see, I mean, some players do get a little eager and sometimes they slash and they check. But
it's all part of the game.
That is the point of the game.
Travis Stetter has it. Well, he had it. And now Antonio Armstrong has it. It's giving to Blair, who shoots it and is blocked.
flags were thrown there. It was delayed. When they delayed...
Oh, we have a run here.
Just off his net. As I was saying, when just to give you a little bit more lingo or information on the game, when a delayed penalty is called, that means that basically the play will go on until the team gets possession of the ball again.
It's kind of like football.
It's actually football or hockey. It's more like hockey that once the delayed penalty is called,
they just obviously don't throw flags in hockey.
Yeah, that is actually that's one of the easiest ways to tell which team the penalty is on, because if Port Richmond gains
long shot from Armstrong is blocked
right in front of the net. If Port Richmond does have a flag thrown and they're not whistled when they cut the ball, it's not a problem. 13 coming off the field, I believe, to talk to the coach. He got yelled at.
Oh, well, Hunter has another run here.
Port Richmond picks it up, drops it, picks it up again.
Hunter's coach definitely trying to keep his boys going, as they are in this game. 3-3 tie at 7:07 left in period 3.
Ref's going to give it to Port Richmond. 7 minutes remaining just about in the third period.
It's almost halftime here.
We've been past halftime.
Well, halftime of the period. Half of the period. Whatever you want to say.
I know what you meant, but Jake is so literal when he calls.
Yeah.
He needs to be ready if he's going to do this next year.
See, I would call him out.
Who do you sound like?
I'm going to stay silent for that question.
That's right.
See, I would call Jake out, but
Frankie also one of the voices of our morning announcements each and every day.
Yeah,
that's great to listen to in the morning. I listen to him enough on here.
Yeah.
No, that's all I love.
No, definitely I would, morning announcements is yet another interesting way.
Yeah, you were talking about the baseball team today.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a big hit down there, and there goes another
Morning
flag.
announcements, well, just to shout out Mr. Medunia's mastermind.
I'm going to listen to this one.
Mr. Medunia's got a spreadsheet now.
That's right.
And the spreadsheet is actually, it's got a link.
Out of my control.
It's got a link. It's sent to all the teachers, and as announcements have to come in, all the clubs and teachers just send their announcement in, and it's posted every day. And Denard Kruger checks it in the morning.
You see how that happens? It just runs itself, fella.
And then as long as we have some last-minute announcements, such as the pretzel days and different things that we'll just phone in. Funny thing, the PA system went out on the Fritz a couple months ago, and we went back to live announcements for the first time in
The worst day
years.
of my life, it was like, my job went backwards.
Miss Annie was loving it.
No.
Miss Annie was very happy
I
that
love
we're
Miss
back.
Annie, but we have to get with the times and keep things progressing.
Well, there was a penalty assessed to Port Richmond number 0 before, so he's going to be down there for a minute.
If anybody's listening out there that's got $100,000 to loan to me, we have to introduce a new unit for my PA system here in the building.
Hey, listen, maybe we'll get picked up by the Alumni Association and the $5 they pay in the senior
You
dues.
never know.
Maybe the $2 they pay in their senior dues to get signed up for the newsletters will help.
I just think that a lot of amazing stuff has happened in my 12 years of working at the school so far. Seeing the school really upgrade. I wish I was a student now. Because when I was a student then, these were all things we dreamed of, so it's pretty cool to be on the precipice of it.
Just talk about the $2 charge that he takes out of everyone's senior dues to pay for a newsletter. Like I'm gonna read the newspaper when I'm like I'm gonna read the newspaper in 2050.
To you now, it makes no sense. But when you're an alum and you're proud of your school, and you want to stay connected, you'll see. You'll see.
Just say me and O'Connell are gonna be reading the Port Richmond alumni newspaper newsletter when it's 2077 out here.
What a long spring break we just came back from.
Yeah, beautiful spring break.
Beautiful spring
12
break.
days.
12 days of...
You were in Italy, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took my
to the
vacation.
motherland.
He was
Back to
going-
the motherland, but...
He was going international.
I mean, 12 days of just pure vacation, you know. Sometimes it...
Closest thing I got to Italy was Doritos.
Our lovely Danino's.
My dad built a workshop in the backyard in 9 days.
Well, you
So
wanna-
shout out to him.
Shout out to Danino's. You want to talk about Danino's? Actually, as I was in Italy, I had a kid from Syracuse College come up to me and say, you know Danino's? I was like, yeah, Staten Island. And he was telling me he goes to college with one of the Danino's brothers' sons. And
That's a big family.
I found out that they've expanded into California now.
Oh.
They have Danino's in California now. Yeah.
You can buy into the franchise.
It's expanding now. I mean, the sons own part of the business with the father now, so...
Big shout out to the Ninos. We love community businesses.
I like the pasta fazool.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a while.
So good for you.
Another Port Richmond staple, but we do have a lot of Port Richmond alumni too that also have done great things in the area.
Yeah,
Well, that will be highlighted at the Hall of Fame ceremony.
indeed. Well, we're going to get back to
We
the
got a
game.
great lineup of people going into the Hall of Fame ceremony. Go ahead, Jake, with 4 left in the third period.
Well, the Hunter player tried to cross it over to him, but he was not able to catch it, and it went out of bounds with 4:03 remaining in the game.
For most of period 3, we have stayed consistent with a 3-3 tie game with 4 minutes left. Let's just break it down quickly. They tied the game late in the second period, and now we're in the third, and we'll see if we can push back. But right now, it's pretty much at a stalemate right now.
Well, went out of bounds there. Hunter has it. Shot is blocked by Fardeen, but it's still loose. And now it looks like Jaskiewicz had it. He passes up, and they're still fighting for it. It's loose. Travis Stetter was about to get it, but you see what Travis just did there, right there. The ball was right in front of him, and he could have grabbed it, but he couldn't, because all the players in that part of the field are not allowed to cross the 50-yard line, because that would be
You can start
offsides.
making sloppy mistakes if you're not paying attention and you're not playing it carefully.
Yep. As Jake was saying, offsides is the 50-yard line, so even if they do grab it there, it is a tight space to maneuver around. As once I believe the rule is for PSAL, as long as one of their feet crosses that line, it is offsides.
Yeah, well, even though the lacrosse field does not take up the entirety of the football field, it's still the same thing with the halfway mark.
Especially with out of bounds. If you're wondering, the out of bounds, I believe, is past the yellow line on the field.
So what the ref is doing right there is that's what he's talking about with when he taps his head like that. That's usually when they're standing in one place.
And as he rolls his arm, when he rolls his arm in one circle, it usually means to run the clock.
And there was a push there, and so it would just be a foul, and we're going to get going right away again.
2:50. At the 2-minute warning, wow.
Definitely, as I was saying before, it is a quick game, as the whistles are only 10 seconds, and it's just very quick and fast-paced.
We could have a thriller of an end here.
Yeah, a lot of action.
Still a whole nother quarter, period. Oh,
There is a whole
Hunter has
nother
it down
period.
low.
And as I was saying, if they do stay in this tie stalemate here, they can go into OT, which I believe the first goal, or whoever makes the first goal in OT.
Yeah, I believe it's sudden
wins.
death.
It's sudden death, which basically, as in hockey, and I believe soccer too.
They could,
Well, let's hope we don't have to go there. It's not Richmond seals up the deal.
talk about it.
Yeah, I don't watch much soccer. Jake's a big soccer fanatic. I never got into it.
They usually do extra time, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened in Italy? Speaking of Italy, Capabasso
Yeah.
taking the division championship.
Jake's a big
TV personality
soccer.
Mark Consuelos owns the team with his wife Kelly Ripa.
I'm a Napoli fan, so.
That's right.
That's Jake's motherland. Yep. That's Jake's motherland.
Well, half of it at least. They're still Irish in there, folks.
That's the beauty of having a ring.
Somebody's
at
at his
your
door.
front door even when you're not home. Let's take a look at that right now and be annoying.
Medina Senior's aunt.
How nice is that? It's my mother.
Hi, mother.
Yeah, look at her. That's great.
I thought it was gonna be another person coming to ask if you want sunroofs.
Yeah,
solar panels on your roof.
Very
Solar
popular.
panel people at least 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Very popular in the neighborhood.
Vince's father came up with the Magetta.
What happened?
His Magetta joke.
Oh, yeah, we can't say
Can't
that.
say it here, but we can say it's definitely an original joke.
Can't say that.
Ask him if he knows Magetta. Magetta, well, you know
Oh,
the
good
rest.
catch by Stetter.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like he set something to the Hunter sideline before he did that.
Magetta back to class.
Yeah.
Oh, over the head of Antonio Armstrong. Oh, wait, no, he has it. No, now he has it.
Get
Antonio.
the ball in the end zone.
It's a very hot day, so these players are definitely not as fast as they usually are. There was a little hit there.
A little colorful language out here by our viewers.
Yeah, it's enthusiasm. That's what we call it.
You're ready for the classroom, Jake.
Well, here we go now. Stetter has it up top. Stetter has a nice fan base
Come
here.
on, Trav, line it up, send it in.
Travis Stetter's gonna run
Get
down
it
the
in
clock
there.
again, I believe. Maybe to just catch up, see what's going on, allow his teammates to get open, maybe.
As some of my favorite commentators would say, get in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Relax.
Over the
Shoots
head.
it, but I think he's just wide, hit 18 in the shoulder with it.
Yeah, it was over the head of Santiago. And we're going to go right again. Just about 30 seconds remains. Slow it down a little bit. Santiago has it. He's trying to fake out his defender, but he's not. He's staying with him.
This clock is freezing up on our stream. Don't mind it if it's a little off. It's about 10 seconds off.
Wiltshire, I believe, has it now. No, but it was away. Whoa, big hits down there. 10 seconds remains. We're going. Right for it. Final seconds. Long shot. No, not a shot. Pass to TJ Ruiseco, who it's caught. It's just blocked by the. It's just blocked by the goalkeeper, and we will head in.
And our friendly Hornets back.
Hornets back at the end of the third period. Your score knotted up 3 apiece. We'll be back in a second because I need a breather. Well, we're coming back here. We just started the fourth period of action as Frank makes his way back into the studio. Well, this is what we're calling our studio today. Wow, I just want to make note of something. I put my headphones down on the table for like maybe a minute, and it was in the sun, and they're burning on my ears right now.
Yeah, I am back now. In our studio, as Jake is calling it, even though it's not that nice of a studio, but
it's a metal box.
We'll give it.
Listen, we'll take it.
Listen, maybe next year.
Listen, guys.
Maybe next year. If any of our alumni are here, we can get a grant, put some soundproof in here.
Guys, we're not complaining. We are not complaining at all.
Listen, Jake's going to Coast Carolina next year, so I'm looking for a mini fridge and a couple upgrades here.
Listen, I'll be fine at Coast Carolina. That's a Division I school.
Yeah.
Sun Belt Conference, same conference as James
I believe
Madison.
they have also a nice recording studio.
They have a nice recording studio. They have a very nice football field. Shout out to Brooks Stadium.
Yeah. Definitely top of the art.
Coach was saying it went out of bounds, and the ref took a second to clock that.
11-11, stopped right on the dot. So,
ref's going to take a second. I can't tell if he's writing something in a notebook or on his phone. No, he's writing something in his notebook. Here we go.
Could be writing a warning or a number down.
Very similar to soccer. All right, here we go.
Sometimes the refs write numbers down to remember that they put into the scorebook later.
Indeed. Well, I ran out of water at the end of the first period, so I've been going parched for a while. But, so I'm going to try and stay with you guys as the ball is in the backfield right now. Once again, just to keep you guys posted again, 3-3 is the score with 10:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. This is the closest game at home. Closest game at home we've had all season. Oh, I almost just fell. And it's a goal! A goal by Port Richmond. I did not see who it was. It might have been Jamoy Blair. Don't take my word for it, but it was a Port Richmond goal, and we are back on top. It's 4-3.
Yep, as we know, I mean, as I was going to say before they scored, senior day is definitely difficult as you have the pressure of, senior day is nice and all, it's a great day to celebrate the seniors, but there's no nicer thing on a senior day than to pull out the win and stay undefeated in their case.
Well, 4-3 is our score. 10:32 remains in the fourth period of action. I'm going to step away for, actually no, I'm not going to step away because I need to stand next to the clock. But, actually, no, we're fine. We can do it with this angle. This is a nice wide angle for your viewing pleasure. You get some of the bridge in the background. I would tell him to zoom in a little more, but I don't want him to lose the ball, so we're going to stick with this angle. We're going here. Julian Labella has it. Passes off to Wiltshire. We're going to slow it down here a little bit. Give him a second to recuperate. 10 minutes remain in the game.
Yep. I don't know if you heard, but, fellow spectators here yelling to hit Travis or hit different players, which means just to pass the ball to them sometimes. As a spectator, you see more. It's definitely hard, especially with those big helmets and bars going across it. I mean, Jake, I did play, also, I'm a big baseball player, and when I was playing Little League, my helmet had crossbars on it, a face cage as they call it, or a mask.
Oh, I hate it.
And it's definitely annoying. I give it to the lacrosse players because you have a cage in your face and bars going.
Especially some of those face cages have the bars going right across your eyes.
Either across your eyes, or you have up to 3 bars just in your face the whole time, so kind of splits your vision, which makes it a little bit hard to see the ball.
My baseball days, man, those were a time. Yeah. That was a time. Imagine if I still played baseball. Playing Port Richmond baseball. That's interesting. I was a third baseman, so I would have had a sick arm.
I do give it to the lacrosse players, though, because another thing that you might not know, I think majority of them, well, I would say almost all of them, wear mouth guards.
Yes.
Which is basically just a piece of plastic that goes in
Ruiseco has a bit of a run here. He was able to get around that place. He shoots, and it's in! Back of the net!
There we go.
Back of the net from Mr. DJ Ruiseco.
2 in quickly with about 2 minutes played, which means that they scored 2 goals in just 2 minutes. That's a 5-3 lead they're holding now in period 4 of their senior night.
Well, we remember at one point during either the Stuyvesant Center, it was during the Stuyvesant Center of the Cardozo game, 3 goals were scored in a row in a matter of maybe 4 minutes by 3 football players. So that's just another example of how good they are. It's 5-3 now. Port Richmond with the lead over Hunter College High School campus. That's a name. Once again, just to bring some profiles for the team. Port Richmond, the home team here at Elm Park in Staten Island. Hunter High School, coming out of Upper East Side of Manhattan.
As I was saying, is that we have a couple of different things to protect our players. There's chest guards that protect their chest.
Yes, they do wear a lot of chest
They do
guards.
wear a lot of chest guards, such as football. There's the helmets, obviously, which protect their head and area, and they have the most important thing, which is the mouth guard. It is literally, although it's just a molded piece of plastic that you actually put over the steam of a hot pot on your house. You just, it's molded to your mouth, but it protects their teeth from getting hit, which would be a nasty injury to get.
Well, a lot of people think that like lacrosse isn't that physical of a sport, and I guess compared to other sports, it's not. Oh, whoa, what a fake by Stetter! Shot there is blocked by the goalie. But like I said, it's a very physical sport, more physical than people may realize, especially with some of these hits. I mean, some of these hits may not look that crazy from afar, but then I talk to players afterwards. They got injuries, they got like scrapes on their knees. These players, they definitely get it in for sure.
Well, the thing with lacrosse is it's a spring sport and it's hot out.
I
Obviously.
wouldn't call it spring. It's 87 degrees.
I'd call it summer right now, but
I call it full summer.
I would also say that since it's a spring/summer sport, there you go, Jake. Spring/summer. It's a spring/summer sport. They are not really in the business of wearing pants, which is nice because
I wouldn't either.
having shorts on a uniform is nice. I wish baseball could wear that, but we have looks to maintain and we're not allowed to wear our shorts on our game days, but obviously it's one of the good things that they can do. They stay
Baseball players in shorts. That's an interesting sight.
yeah they do stay relatively cool with their shorts on as it's hot out, just about 80 degrees. Wow, sliding save by number 26.
I know that hurt his leg.
That hurt. He's definitely have some turf burn.
Well, that turf burn is going to be wild.
Yeah.
I was stepping on the turf before. I burned my hand.
Turf burn is another thing that a lot of these players go through. As Jake was saying, some of these hits from afar don't look bad, but when they go down, they get all kinds of scrapes and burns from the turf. The turf, as you can maybe see on the stream, every time the ball lands, little beads of turf come up from the ground, and that definitely hurts because when you fall on it, it actually imprints into your skin.
Well, Wiltshire lost the stick there, and possession will reset here.
Another shout out that we haven't shouted out in all this time. We've mentioned them, but we haven't shouted them out. Our very own Port Richmond girls varsity softball, another team of young, talented individuals. We have people like Jay Ryan, a senior on that team, Samantha Giordano,
Ryan
the
Abdulhamid.
catcher, Ryan Abdulhamid. Just another group of well-talented students that go here, Maddie Pacifici. All these names might sound familiar, and most of them are anchors on Good Morning Port Richmond or in media. But another shout out to the girls as they're playing their home game here against Backer. They are still going. I would say baseball is another long sport. I mean, lacrosse and other sports, the difference is that they have a set time. They have just, for instance, 6:22 left. After those 6 minutes count down, it is over, and we won't go back to that that period. For baseball, it's a little bit different. You have innings, and in an inning, you have 3 outs, and once you reach 3 outs, the inning's over. But it doesn't matter how long it takes for those 3 outs. I've been in games where it's taken more than 13 batters to get 3 outs. So we'll see. It depends on the team, but they definitely have a set time. We have timeout called here. Hunters and be evaluating how they can maybe grab the lead and hold it and maybe pull out a win. Port Richmond is discussing how to Port Richmond is discussing how to do the opposite of that, which would be to keep this lead going and hopefully take home the win on senior night. Louis DeMeo, one of the one of the best lacrosse coaches out there, definitely cares for his players. As you see, he has actually a designated team cooler that he fills up with ice and Gatorades and waters.
I should have gone one.
And he keeps it at hand for his players.
To be fair, I'm technically on the roster.
Jake is technically on the roster. It's a funny thing me and Jake always talk about. Jake might, and I don't want to jinx it, but he might win. Well, actually, the first big thing for Jake is Jake O'Connell is actually going to the playoffs without ever touching the field.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. Never touched the field, but he's going to the playoffs.
I might get a ring.
Yes. Hopefully he might come home with a ring if they win the championship, and his name might even be on the banner, all without ever touching the field but commentating the game. Jake did that because,
Never touched a
school-related things.
Never touched a lacrosse stick before.
Nope, school-related things. Jake got an offer to quote-unquote play for the lacrosse team, and
being known has its perks. And my clock just broke.
That's nice. The clock does receive technical difficulties.
Like after a while being on it,
yes,
do that.
It's also, as you guys have witnessed if you've tuned into the basketball games, it is on a computer and it doesn't run by itself. We have to start and stop it manually while Jake is stopping the clock. So there's a lot of things going on that sometimes it doesn't always catch. Yelling to get the ball as the ball is rolling down the field unmanned, but it's picked up by Travis. Travis looking for the ball but misses the ball. Tries to find it, checks the goalie's stick, and it's going to be, the ball is going to now go to, I believe, Hunter. Sorry, took me a while. The ref was a little delayed on his call. 5:45 left, 5-3 paid for. Leading is Port Richmond High School. Let's see, can they hold the lead and continue their undefeated season? If they will, this will be their 10-0 mark, which is incredible, Jake. I mean, 10 wins, 0 losses would be an incredible feat to make, especially as this is the last and final game of the regular season. I believe Jake said...
Frank, break the board.
I believe Jake said Saturday is their first playoff game that they're going to be playing. So we'll see how they do. Hopefully they'll go deep. We're expecting them to go deep into the playoffs as they've had a great run of a season here.
Well, ball is up in Hunter territory now. We're going to slow it down here a little bit. 5 minutes remain in this game. And going to take a second to slow down. DJ Ruiseco directing his teammates. As Blair, I tried to get to Blair. He wasn't able to catch it so smoothly, but still has it. Looks like the softball game just finished up as well.
They're going to do what me and Jake were talking about earlier on. They're going to hold the ball, run around a little, and run down the clock. Because as they run down that clock, there's 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and it eliminates, as I was saying, it's almost like football in the last couple seconds of period 4, where they kind of just run plays and get out of bounds and try to run the clock down as much. Running down the clock is crucial in this game, as the more they run down the clock, the less opportunities and chances the other team has to score.
Indeed. Well, I just realized one of the nails came out of the plexiglass window that we have on here. But anyway, we're still going. Very grateful that we got a new press box window cover because the old one was like 500 pounds. Even this one's a nice piece of plywood. You hit the wall, they all say. Big crowd. Nice crowd here. You gotta give it to them. Big crowd. Oh, we're down low. Hunter with an opportunity. Nobody has it right now. Fight for it. A lot going on. Oh, it's out though. Can't tell if the goalkeeper has it. No, there's a lot of fighting down there. Are we going to get something here? But Port Richmond is able to pull it out. He throws it up in the air. Shot there. It's in the back of the net for Hunter. That is a crucial goal for them as they are now only down 1. Your score is 5-4. And that was a big-time goal for Hunter.
Jake, another crucial goal with 3:38 left. The Raiders do have to play very good defense here.
Yeah,
to say the least. They have to have optimal defense here because without that optimum performance that they have in defense, they will not be able to defend Hunter's hard push that they're trying to make towards tying the game. If they do tie the game in the last 3 minutes, they will go into a sudden death overtime.
Well, that's if we are able to answer back.
If that is, but hopefully we answer back with another goal and we bring it up 6-4.
I just want to keep in mind the fact also that, well, I actually want to ask you, do you think it's better that Port Richmond look to defend more or look to attack more and get back in a better position?
I would say, being a sports athlete myself, I think defense is always the most important part and is constantly overlooked. I have said this previously in the stream, and I think you would agree with me. Your best defense is just as good as your offense.
Indeed.
Without a defense, there's defense is your last line before, you know, your net or your goal. So if you don't have a good defense, everything can crumble. You can have the best offense in a game, but without a good defense, it's nothing. We've seen it in basketball games. I mean, you've seen teams that they have the best shooters and the best point guards and everything, but their defense just isn't enough, and, you know, as much as they can put points on the board, they can't defend.
Well, shot there goes wide.
I would also argue that offense, sometimes you get a little caught up in the rush and you end up with players all the way down the field that it's hard to come back from, and, you know, it's not easy.
Well, it is very hot out here, as I've said more than a few times. Goalie has it, though. There is a loose ball, and he's able to retain possession. We're approaching the 2-minute mark here. It's a very close game. 5-4 is our score. Port Richmond is still in the lead, but Hunter does have it, so they're going to look to push. They're not going to look to wait till the last minute. They're going to want to look to get up there as soon as possible, and they're getting a bit of a run here. What's going to come out of this one? Tight defense there. He goes wide instead. Passes it back inside. Defense all over him. He's getting smothered. It's a 2-on-1 here. Whistle's being blown. And ref going to take a second to give a timeout, it looks like. We're going to have a timeout here with 1:54 remaining in the fourth period. This is going to be a nail-biter of an end.
Yep.
We will see you shortly as I catch my breath because I'm parched and I don't have water.
Yep, it's very hot out.
And we're back now. Yep. Like I said, wow, I'm losing it. 1:54 remaining in the fourth period. 5-4 is your score. Port Richmond currently leading over Hunter. This is going to be a riveting minute and 54 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll last.
Here we go, 1:47. As I believe Kwaku came down to tell us that
The battery's dying.
Yeah.
He says we have 30 minutes, which is honestly more than I thought we'd have at this point. So.
Oh, yeah. You know, sometimes it's kind of interesting with technology, but the sun and the heat, as we
takes a lot better.
You know, yeah. We went through with our first football game that we tried streaming.
We tried so very hard.
Sometimes, you know, the sun is taking battery, which, quick tip to you guys, if you guys are wondering why your phone is losing battery outside, if you leave it in the sun, it is still draining battery. It's a weird phenomenon, but don't ask me, man.
I'm just wondering how we're going to get all this stuff inside, because now we have a speaker that weighs about 50 pounds that we got to carry inside.
We're going to need our help today because, you know, it's not a very easy job.
And the studio's on the second floor, folks.
Bring everything in. Bringing it out is hard, but bringing it in is awful. It's kind of awful because, you know, we brought out a speaker for a good reason today, but it is going to be difficult to get it back in.
Yeah. We couldn't leave it. We couldn't leave it outside because it's very hot.
Actually, where is it?
It's right here.
A rickety cart.
Oh, I don't bring it out anymore.
Oh, wow.
I do not bring the rickety cart out anymore because we can't get it across the sidewalk without getting caught in one of the
So now that's an even worse problem because we don't have a rickety cart to bring everything.
Well, I did remember that we have that backpack right there, so I pretty much stuff anything I can to that backpack. The only thing that we have to physically carry is the camera. I mean, not the camera. The camera can go in there. We have to physically carry the tripod, the soundboard, the box for the ATEM, and the computer, and the
And everything else.
yeah, everything else. So. Before we do clean up, though, thankfully, very rare to find parking very close to the school around here, but I got a really good spot this morning, right behind the football field, so I'm going to go bring my stuff to the car after this game.
Well, gee.
And drop it off in the car.
Talking about driving, I might be taking my first solo drive to school on Friday.
Really?
Which is interesting because if you haven't heard the news, most Port Richmond students here don't drive because there's not a lot of parking here.
And we don't have a parking
The only two
lot
places for us to park is, as he said, on Nicholas, which is the back avenue that runs behind the football field, and Hatfield, which is
Charles as well.
Intersecting, and Charles.
Charles is my favorite spot.
Or you can park up the hill near PS21, I believe it is, right?
I'm
21.
not parking
Which
all
not a lot of
there.
kids do, but, you know,
That's
we
a
do
walk.
have to just suck it up sometimes because there's not a lot of open parking for students. Well, luckily most students don't drive here, though. As we're very close to the bridge, you could take public transportation.
Well, we're down just about 50 seconds remain. Hunter have to get one in the back of the net here, but Port Richmond need to get it out of their zone. As the ball is loose now, Hunter regained possession. There's not a whole lot of time left, so they're going to have to push. They don't have a choice. The ball
We're
is
trying to
loose.
stop the ball from coming back into the area. Port
It's going to be all about...
trying to intercept the pass. I believe it's intercepted. Long throw down the field.
They clear it. 30 seconds remain. Is somebody going to get to it before it goes out of bounds? The Hunter goalkeeper is going to take possession of it. No, Port Richmond is going to try and take it.
24 seconds left.
Hunter has it now. They're running up the field. They got to get something going here if they want to get it in the back of the net. They still have it, though. It's loose. 23 for Port Richmond has it. There's a fight for it.
13 seconds left. They're flailing around with the ball. Port Richmond has the ball holding it.
And
clears it again.
Travis has it. He's running up with it. They lose it, though. Hunter has it. 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
2 seconds.
And
1
it's
second.
done. I believe it's a win. They take it home undefeated as Port Richmond Raiders rush the field, hugging.
And the invincible season has come almost to an end. Port Richmond 10-0. It's the first undefeated season so far since Port Richmond's football season back in 2008. They still have one more away game against AP Randolph this Saturday, but Port Richmond are 10-0. They're 5-0 at home, and this is a great moment in Port Richmond history. Big shout out to the team. We're going to go ahead and call them the Invincibles.
And their coach, Louis DeMeo, once again, great coaching of him. He led his team to an undefeated season. As Jake said, the first season since 2008 that Port Richmond has brought home an undefeated season, and that is back when the football team had it in 2008. Now, the Raiders lacrosse team will almost break history now and be the first team since 2008 to hold the undefeated season.
Well, we want to thank you guys for watching. I said at the end of the basketball season that could have been my last stream. This will officially be my last commentated stream. I want to thank you, all of you, who have been supporting me, Frank, and all these guys through the past few years of the journey. I hand the mantle over to Frank as he gets ready for next year. I thank you guys so much for watching me on my journey. I hope you guys will continue to watch me on my journey at Coastal Carolina, down in South Carolina, in Myrtle Beach. You can follow me on Instagram at NewYorkCityJake.24. I almost forgot my plug there. You can also follow me at It'sJakeNYC. You can follow him at Frank Bellotti something on Instagram. I'm Jake O'Connell.
Make sure to follow Jake O'Connell, though. I mean, it's been a wild ride for 2 years. Jake O'Connell came up to me 2 years ago and was like, you know sports. You want to do sports broadcasting?
You know sports, right? Come on.
And, you know, ever since then, it's been a wild ride. But
James and Maury got a little bit. Now he's rocking
many great memories made. And I just want to thank Jake O'Connell for his time here. And I think he started a program that wasn't here before, but his love and passion for sports broadcasting has created a new program that is everlasting now.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Jake O'Connell. That's Frank Bellotti. Vinny Medunio was on here before. Kwaku Johnson was on camera today. And we will see you guys in the next one. I will see you in the next chapter. That will still technically be his next chapter. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace, love. Remember to take care of... wow, I messed it up. No. Remember to take care of yourselves and each other. Good night.
Wow, he messed it up.
What a way to go out, though. What a way, folks. Let's go. Thank you so much for watching. Adios.